Alright, what's going on? So, today's May 21st, 2021. Uh, birthday tomorrow. So, I said, let me do some, show you why 25 gonna be a great year for me. So, started trading about a year ago. So, um, finna show you what I've learned so far. And with that being said, I'm finna show you where Bitcoin finna reverse at. So, back in February, I was calling Bitcoin was going to drop to under 30,000. Now, I wasn't expecting it to happen exactly right now, but I said between May and what day? May and October. So matter of fact, let's see if I can go find it. Just gonna look up my burner Twitter. Jaysump charts. Alright, so this is my little Tradingview profile. That's me when I had my hair. I cut it off, but I'm gonna get it back. But there you go. Jaysump charts. So we go to my Twitter. Alright, so let's see, where is it at? It was a while ago. Okay, here we go right here. February 20th. Bitcoin, I said Bitcoin will begin to reverse to around 20,000 around May, October. Like I said, it's May 21st right now. So, like I said, I wasn't expecting it to hit all the way down here. Actually, this is what I actually said about it. So, I predicted Bitcoin really starts to tank May through October. It's supposed to be going back off past history after a halving. Every time a halving occurs, Bitcoin shoots for a year straight. May, which was this year, made it 1 year since the halving of 2020. My theory is that miners are going to be the first ones to pull their profits way before anyone else because they're the ones the backbone of Bitcoin. So they're not going to wait until right before the next halving. They're going to do it. They're going to be the first to do it. So when I said that, it was like a day or a couple days later, somebody moved like 100 Bitcoin, and this was around like 50,000 or something like that, which was going along with what I was saying. So with that said, I'm gonna show you what I saw to be able to call that. So if you go, let's go back here. Let's go back to Google right quick. So Bitcoin happy dates. So looking at this, so let's go back here. I have to change this chart because it don't go back far enough. Oh, no, it don't. So USD, and let's go to Bitstamp. It might be marked up and stuff. All right, good. It's not. All right. So looking at the halving dates. So the first halving took place November 2012. So let's go put a line at November 2012. Really could put it at like uh December 2012. So May, September, October, December 2012. Right there. Next one. Next halving took place um, July 2016. So let's go there. July 2016. July 2016. There we go there. Next one. Uh, oh, in May 20. What's it called? May 2020. So let's go there. Do this. May 2020. Bam. All right. Trying to see. I think it's. I know it's another one expected May 2024. So we'll keep that in mind as well, but it's not necessary for right now. So what I was noticing is going through these charts. If you look from the halving date till when it started to pull back and you count. So this was December 2012. This was November 2013, December 2013. What it do? It fell. So let's mark where it started to fall at. So let's make that a different color. So we can do yellow for now. That's fine. So same situation. So July 2016. This is September 2017. So it was a little bit longer. So this was September 2017, a little bit longer. But if you come all the way up here to um, July 2018, I mean January 2018, put a line here. So where's the year at? So the year was right here. So between July and January, so still plus a year, it was still past a year before it started to fall. But I'm gonna show you why it was a year in a minute. So right here, this was May, and right here is April, May. So we could say May. So the reason why I was saying May to July, I mean to October, is because if you count the additional months in here, so from July, August, September, October, November, December, January, you just add 5 months on to that year. So with this, May, June, July, August, September, October. That's 5 months. So that's why I was saying from May to October, because all I did was just added that extra 5 months that happened here. But what I've been noticing with crypto is it likes to like skip patterns pretty much. So from here, so this was one. So think of it like odd, even, odd. So that's why 1 year, 1.5, 1 year. So May 2024, when the next one happened, I expected to shoot up for a year and a half before it starts to fall. So I'm gonna go ahead and put that on the record as well. So that's what I was expecting with it right there, based off of that. So in between here, this is when I was expecting it to fall, but you see it's already starting to fall during May. So let's get rid of that. So how did I come up with where I felt like it was going to fall to? Well, the reason I came up with that, pretty much the same thing, just going back off of history. Because if you just back test everything, it'll tell you what's going to happen in the future. So looking back here, and this is when the halving occurred. So all I did was just use my fibs and was calculating where it was going to fall from, I mean, where it's going to fall to. So if I just take my fibs and I just measure out from this swing low to the swing high, I can calculate where it's going to go to, pull it back to. Well, I couldn't calculate where it's going to pull back to, but using this as future reference. So I'm seeing that it pulled back to around the 79, 88% level. All right. So with that being said, let's go to the next halving. So remember, this one's the 79 to 88% level. All right. So this next one, let's do the same thing. This was the low of the halving right here. Before it started to shoot, I like to use the body. I don't care about the wicks. So bam, do the same thing. Take this, measure it out. Just do this, smash the chart up. So literally doing the same thing, just measuring from where it started to take off from to where it stopped and started to turn around. What happened here? Same thing, 79% area. So that just takes me on to over here. So this one is a little bit different. So it happened right before Corona where it pulled back. So I use this because I just use Corona as the reason why this was the low for it, but it still shot up. So what I was calling it to right here. So we see we haven't hit this 79% yet. We just hit the 50, which is why I still see it falling some more. So with that being said, how did I call it all the way back here in February? Well, the reason why, because if you also measure, actually, I forgot how I called where it was going to stop at exactly, but it's just the fact that it was going to run for a year. That was my biggest thing, that it was going to pull back to around 79% or under 30%, because 30%, I mean, at 30,000, even if I calculated it from, where is it, the February, right here, February 20th. When I calculated it from here, you see the 50% is still right here and the 37 is right in here. So that's why I was saying still, because the 50% was down here, even if it was to come to when I was looking measuring it from here, because it made this wick right here. I thought it was going to get a little choppy, or it could have pushed up a little bit more, but this is still where I was looking for it to come to. So with that being said, back on track to where we are now, I'm looking for it to pull down here to this 79% area. Now, with that being said, let's go back and use history again. So let's go to the 12 month now, and let's erase this. 12-month reset chart. Let's open it up some. So since we know that it runs up for a year, let's do a little more digging. All right. So remember, the black lines are the halving dates, and the yellow lines are the year pullback. But let's look a little bit closer at it. So if we look at it, we see that halving date, it was a little bull candle. It was a bull candle. Let's just say that bull candle. Because this is our year it ran. Then the next candle, red, which is a bear candle, and then we also get another bull candle, but it's still lower than this bear candle because we know the next halving is coming. So consider this like the consolidation before the next halving. All right, then let's do it again. We get this bull candle. Oh, what is this? A bear candle, a bear candle, bam, and another a bull candle that's slower than the bear candle, bam. So where are we at now? We got a bull candle, bam, making another bull candle, bam. So this is not done running up. This is just pulling back for right now, but it's finna push up some more after it come back and retest some levels. We got that. So we could even see it pull all the way back up to the 60,000. So after it comes back down and hits another low, but we got that. We got the bear candle right there. So now what we'll be expecting, once it gets back up here, a bear candle and a bull candle that's lower than that bear candle, which will be right before the next halving. So that's what I'm expecting to happen if we just go based off the past situations that happened during the half. Now, how can I predict where it starts to really fall for next year? Well, you do the same thing, just using past data. So I come here. So yellow line, remember this is where it started to reverse at. So if I take this field and I measure from the wick to body, put it here. So the top of this wick to the top of the body, we see that it came to around the 62% area right in there. 62, came close to it. All right, keep that in mind. Come back here. Same thing. So what do we do? From the top of this wick to the close of this candle, where do we come to? Right there by that 62% area. So doing that, once this year closes, which is going to close up here, it's not going to stay down here the rest of the year. It's going to shoot back up the rest of the year. So doing that, look at that right there. So once it comes back up here, we would do the same thing. We would just measure from the close up to there to find out where it will push up to 2021, 2022 before it starts to fall. So now let's go down to the 3-month candles. Now, since we know that it closed down here on the 3-month, actually no, let's go back to the monthly first, because so we can kind of predict. Because this first time I'm doing this is predicting where it's going to pull back to once it does turn around. So this is just the same kind of situation that I do. So this right here is the monthly. So this was that 1 year it fell. So then it pulled back. So if we measure this candle right here, if we just measure the body, matter of fact, let's measure this whole thing right here. So we see that we pull back 50% to close for this month. And then this one comes up to about 79% before it starts to fall again. So let's see if we get the same thing over here. Like I said, this is my first time doing this one. So I'm not sure if this is going to play out or not. But this right here, let me delete this first. So I know it's this one, I just eyeballing it. I know it's not pulling back to the 50%, but I like the 37% as well. So I like to see if that one does this. So this one, it did pull back, but it still pulled back to 50% here before it kept falling. So let's look at it. You see, it still closed here, and it pulled back before it started to fall back down again. So let's go back over here, look at this, see if it does something similar. Because this is really the year that I see it mimicking. So pulling back to the 50%, pull back up here before it fall the rest of the year. And so this negative 27 right here, that's where I'd be looking for it to go to. This one fell further than that, of course, because it didn't pull all the way back to the 50% off of this candle right here. It didn't pull back all the way over here. So it was still really heavy selling. So that's why it pulled all the way back to that negative 127. So keep that in mind as well. So let's look at this candle we're making now. We got 10 days for it to close, right? So if we would even just do it on this one, it's going to probably hit like 27, the negative 27 or the 61 or something like that. But this was just a doji, so this really don't even count. But you see where it came all the way down here. So still past that 27, but it's all right. So let's look at this candle here because we're not going to count that doji as a candle. Well, as the reversal candle. So this is the candle we're looking at now. So with this being said, going back off the past two, when it pulls back to around the 37 to 50% area, to the 37 to 50% area, bam, mark this up. This is where we want to see this candle close to. And if it closes to here, we can see it pulling back to around in here next month. So we're going to turn this red just so we can know that this is where we were looking for it to pull back to sell from. And we can keep this green. But yeah, so this is where we're looking for it to pull back and close to around the 50%, 37% area, and then for it to sell from the 79 to 70 percent area all the way down to where the 27. So if it pulls back around here to this 50 to 37%, we want to see it pull to the 37. Put a line here to this 37% line. All right, and since that seems more reasonable, and we are closer to this right here, I don't expect it to pull all the way down here to that negative 27, negative 127, because honestly, I just don't see that happening because this is in a bullish momentum, and we already, when we measured out, remember we're looking for it to pull back to the 79% area. So when we measure this out again, it's right in that area. So this is what line we just marked here. The 79% area is right in here. So we can say it could pull to this 50 area. So in between this zone in here, in between this zone and here, this is where I see Bitcoin falling back down to. So let me put this box here as well. Make this green. And I'm gonna change this just to like black or something because this is my buy zone. This is my next month sell zone for when it pulls back. So with that being said, we now have really we can even move this down to the 62 area because I like the 62 area because we have this in here, and then also right in here at this what's it called, the previous high. Even though I don't see it hitting there, I like the seven. Well, it could because the 79% here, but you know, I don't know. We'll see. But just in this area in here, this is where I really like for it to pull back to. So let's just move this down to the. Let's move it down to the 62 area. Now, this is where I'm expecting to close. Now, we could get a wick all the way down to 1100, which is close to this line right here. So let's see, 1100. So, like I said, in between 20k and 1100. I don't see it going no lower than 1100, but between this zone in here, this is where I really like it to pull back to. But it all kind of depends on where this closes at in the next 10 days. So if it closes around in this zone, expect it to pull back up here to pull back down to probably this 20, 21k, you know, maybe 20k ish. But overall, lowest I see it going is to 11k. So that's where I see it pulling back to for sure, the lowest. But we are going under this 30k. We are going there. So um, now let's see, let's see. So we got that zone marked up, so we can delete these fibs and stuff for right now. All right, so this is the zones that I'm seeing it close at. So even this weekend, we could push down to around like this 25k area, maybe. So I want to see it break this low to push back up to these areas up here. So what I'm expecting is possibly, if not this weekend, but sometime next month, we're gonna break this low right here. Maybe pull down to around this 25k area. Not hit that 20k area just yet, but then start to push our way back up here. Maybe close around this zone, test, come up here, hit around here, and then actually fall all the way down here for it to really reverse to start to head to 100k. So that's kind of something I'm seeing with it. And let me show you this. So a reason why I really like that as a possibility, well, because again, we see how this is where it pulled up, pushed down, then pushed up. But like I said, I'm not going off of this year here. I'm more focused on this first half of the year. So because that 2024 half a year is going to be even more explosive than uh, this year was, because based off of how this one was. So with this being said, we see on this one how we came here, we retested this high right in here. So we're gonna go back and find the high um before it really took off, which was that 20,000. So that's why we can see it coming back down to that 20,000. So if we put a line at the body of that 20,000, we see that bam pushed up, and then it started to make its way down. But I doubt it. Let me go all the way back to the daily here. But I want to see how this reacted, how it pushed back up, because I'm pretty sure this wick just got extended a little lower and then it shot up and then it just kept shooting up from there, then pushed down. So and then you see how it just slowly kind of fell. It just slowly kind of fell after that. So that's something that I want to see happen with this year coming up. But you see, it just came right here to around to this engulfing and stuff. So if we come back over here, we have a similar setup or similar look to what's happening. So this was our previous high right in here, our previous high. So the last time it came, it hit this previous high, and then we have this engulfing down here. So like I said, I see it just slowly falling like this. I got this sharp fall, but this is just what's going to happen until the next half. And then So you could just look at this all as one big candle. So it'll be like how that didn't take out that one candle back there in the past. So let me see. If you look at it probably on the yearly, that's how it will look. But that's kind of what I'm seeing. So let's go down to the daily. And so another reason why I see that as being the case is, so if you know about market structure, you know about higher highs, higher lows, and stuff like that. So let's just go ahead and mark that up. So let's see, where is the beginning of this year? We're going to start with just the beginning of this year, because if you know how a candle works, you know you got your open, high, low, close. So we're going to look at mainly just the yearly. So if we were to go to the 12-month, matter of fact, I'm just going to leave it here at the daily for now, and change this color of this one to, let's say, pink, just purple, whatever it is, fuchsia. So if you know how a candle is, you got your open, high, low, close. So right here, this is our open for the year, right in here. So this black line here, this 30,000 represents our open pretty much for the year. So what did we just do? We're making the wick for the high of 2021. So that's what just happened here. So now we're coming down to make the low of 2021, and then we're going to finish out with a close. So the fact that we came here, opened here, pushed up, this is our wick area. Now we're back at our open area, so we can suspect it to go lower than our open area to make our low than our close. So with that being said, that's why I'm kind of like around in here at this area still too for our low. So how I would look at this is, but with the market structure, what I was saying is right here. So HH, we're just gonna do simple market structure right now. Higher low. Alright. So we're just gonna mark our higher highs and our higher lows. So bam, higher low, higher low, higher high, higher high, higher high. So bam, we just marked the higher highs and the higher lows right here. Alright. So if we just follow along with it, bam, higher high, higher low, higher high, higher low, higher high, higher low, higher high. But look what happened. We just broke through this higher low right here, which will flip the switch, because when we came here, we made a higher high. I mean, a lower high. So what are we doing now? We're making a lower low. So let's see. So um, previously, I was saying it had to break above 60,000 because 60,000 was its resistance. Because if you look here closely too, we have this head and shoulders pattern. So let's mark this up now. Lower low, lower low, lower high. So right here, what we're forming right now is our lower low. So what we would be looking for is for us to get a lower high to say that it's still a downtrend. So in order to get that, we have to pull back and not break above here. And this is where that red line came into from when we were looking at the monthly, we used the field. So when it pulls back to up in here, so after it finally completes this lower low, we want to see it pull back up into this zone in here, make a lower high, and then pull back again to keep falling lower to finish making our lower lows. And that will bring us back into this area of, where it's a lot going on from this previous high and this area consolidation. Just all this in here, just look at it as this is a money pot, a money bowl. So just think of money sitting all up in here. So we're just coming to dip back into this money bowl to keep shooting up. I think they call it like a teacup, if I'm correct. I don't really do all those patterns and stuff, but that's what I'm looking at. So with that being said, let's go back here. So that's what we're looking for. So with this one, let's measure some stuff out now. Because again, you have to study, you have to back test in order to predict the future. So with this one, we measure this out. What do we get here? It pulled back to the 70% and it's hit all the way down here to this 127. Alright. So let's see. With that being said, let's just measure the same thing with this one. So this is gonna be it here. We can measure it here. We want the close of the candles though, so we haven't got the close yet. But say we were to close it here, you know what I'm saying? Say we just get a mean wick all the way down there and we would have closed like right in here. Alright, so let's start forming areas where we can see it pull back from. So we say this 70% here. So 70% here. We got that there inside our red box. And so now, since we don't know for sure, let's just say we speculate that it's going to close all the way down here. So our 70% is right here at this 50,000 pretty much. All right. So if that's the case, we still in that red box area. So this red box area is still looking really good for it to pull back to, for it to fall back down to. And again, where are we looking forward to this 27%, because what did this one did the 127. But like I said, I don't see it pulling all the way back down here to this negative 127. So this 27% area is still a good area for me to see it pulling back to. So that's why I'm liking just in this green box, because it could extend to this negative 62. And then if anything, um, yeah, that's really the lowest I see it go. I don't see it breaking below 11,000. So, um, so that's what I have right there for that. So just simple market structure. And then once we do that, so if you make this right here, so say we do come down in here, all right, so let's complete this pattern. And then say we start to push back up. We start to push back up, doing something like this. Come back here to retest this. Bam. So right in here, we would have like a slanted inverted head and shoulders, but I really wanted to see it make this head and shoulders right here. So this will be, uh, this right here will become our head as well or something. I'm just going to skip that. I'm not going to try and jump to that one too quick, but I see a potential head and shoulders forming right up in here. But we do have a head and shoulders forming in here though. So if we look at this, we had this head and shoulders here, bam. And we had this here. You can even count this as a double top head and shoulders. So bam there, or you could just look at that one and say that was a head and shoulders. But bam, we had the head and shoulders here. We have another one forming right in here. So we already gave 100% because we worked this area right here. So let's pull out our head and shoulders tool. So bam, left shoulder. All right up in here is the head. We already came, we got 100%. So right up in here will be our right shoulder. So you can say this right here. But head and shoulders are usually even. So even if you want to do an even head and shoulders, you can say it came right back up in here, which it already has done if you look closely. So this right here, this is our left shoulder here, head, and this quick little wick down here, this wick right here, and this push back up right in here, that gave you your head and shoulders pattern right in that same little area. So now that's why I'm looking for it to keep falling first before it starts to reverse, because we just made that head and shoulders pattern. So I want to see it keep pushing down, probably wick something close to around in this 27%, then push back up to the 79%. Because going back, it usually does do something like that. It'll hit the 27%, pull back, and then go back down again. So that's what I'm formulating here. But the main thing that I'm looking for is when to buy. So even if I don't get all this pushed back up in here, if it does come down in this green zone, I'm looking for buys every time. So I would buy, even if this one right here now was to pull back down to this 27%. I'm looking to buy this. So when it comes down here, I'm buying it. So when it gets up to here, I might start to take some off, and then if I start to see it fall again, then I'm really gonna be looking for a buy, and I will start to sell it down because I called this right shoulder out to sell, but I didn't think it was coming all the way down here, so I just didn't take the sell because I did the same thing with Ethereum and a bunch of other coins. But yeah, so that's my main thing. I'm just looking for when exactly to buy. I can tell my family and stuff when to buy it to get in for Bitcoin. Because me, I margin trade it. I feel like it's no point in me holding it when I can margin trade it, make 100 times more of the profit, and then continue to stack orders off of money I'm just making off of it without having to close out of Bitcoin and stuff like that. Then I can play it both ways, so I can buy and sell as it's going back up because right now I'm in the process of studying how the effect of the buys are for Bitcoin. Because I don't want to go into too much detail on how exactly I've been calling stuff so precisely, because I ain't trying to give away everything, but I at least give this away on my outlook on where I see happening with it. So, and with that being said, let's also go ahead and predict where it can possibly shoot up from. So let's just do everything. All right. So we kind of have an idea of where we were looking at already. And Bitcoin falling now. I'm actually selling it right now because of one of the looks that I had. So let's just come back here. All right. So let's use our fib extension levels. All right. So if we take our trend base right here, so 2012, December 2012, I think it was, where it first, the first half and whatever. So bam, we do this. We can use the body. Bam. We see it exceeded at least five times from where it pushed from right there on this move right there. Bam. So that was the first one. So now let's measure this next move from right here up to there. So same situation. Let's measure it. So bam, right up in here. This was the next halving. No, 2016 was the next one. Oh, what am I? Okay, wait, go back and look because I didn't forgot already. So 2012, 13. So let's do it again. So 2012. Okay. All right. So I'm missing. So 2012 to okay. So I was saying basically December 2012. Let me scroll in because I'm trying to figure out December 2012. December 2012. So right up in here, bam. We'll do that one. So this one was the first half and it pulled back here. And again, we're seeing that this succeeded five times. Five times the move. I'm still trying to figure out. I just got confused on this because this is the year. Okay, that's what it is. I'm tripping. I'm measuring too close. So, but you saw how that one did right there. That was five times. So then, bam, we did this here. What did this one do? It went past five times at least. So, bam, let's get rid of that one. So we're seeing we're shooting at least more than five times when it pulls back. So, man, let's do this one. I think this one we're just not even really worried about what I just do. We're not even worried about the yeah. We're just looking for where it shot to, where it pulled back from. So if we do this, uh, so same thing with here. I think this might have been how I got. Okay, I was saying I was going to shoot up to the 74 probably, but all right. So we didn't get the 5 times on this one, but you know what I'm saying. We can still have an idea that it's going to shoot more than 3 times once it pulls back. So with that being said, if we just take this here, do something similar, measure it out. Um, this is where it shot from right here. So we're looking for around in this area here, close to it. So let's just say 20,000 for now. It's not gonna kill us. So if it shoots to 20,000, next area we can see it shoot to coming in 2024 is at least to this area here, to this we'll just go ahead and say 200,000, and then from there to up to this five times. So that's where we're looking for it to happen to shoot from there before it starts to pull back again. Well, not pull back again, but that's just where we can see it going to after the half in 2024. But yeah, that's just my outlook on where I see Bitcoin put really retracing to, falling all the way back down to, and when and again this big buy scenario is not going to happen until 2024, so it's going to hit below the 20,000 before 2024 before it starts to shoot up. Now I went over why I see 11,000 and like other stuff with other people, but I'm not going to put it on here. But like I said, 11,000, I see it being the lowest it go to. So let me mark that one more time. So 11,000, that's the lowest I see Bitcoin coming to before it shoots up. And so between 11,000 and like 20, I think it was like 25,000, something like that. So let's just say 25, 25. And it's not going to shoot again until around 2024. Like it's going to pull back, but it's going to come back down into this area before 2024 before it shoots. Because I just give you one thing: crypto needs money to move. So just take that into consideration and um, look at that. Oh, so yeah, so that's my outlook, my prediction for it. So we'll see what happens in a couple of years.